Good evening, guys. Welcome to Agapa Freedom Podcast. It's a beautiful day. I'm outside doing this interview, enjoying the sun, this March sun, and nice warm weather. But today we have a special guest, Bill Smith, legendary coach for the Valley Cougars boys basketball team in the 1960s and 70s, and he coached in the I think maybe 50s. I'm not sure. I know he coached 1 year in the 1990s. He's a very good coach. He made it into the high school, Pennsylvania High School Sports Hall of Fame several years ago as a coach. And yeah, it's so exciting. I'm so thrilled to bring him on. And he happens to be my first cousin when we moved, which is my mom's first cousin, and he's 93 years old. So I'm so excited. But before we bring him on, if you like our content, don't forget to click subscribe on our YouTube channel. We love to have new fans and new audience and to be helpful and to encourage others and their growth and their walks, all different walks of life. So please click to subscribe on our YouTube channel and stay updated on our updated podcasts and content we released. But yeah, we were bringing on Bill Smith, but we're going to be doing this through a phone interview. So it's going to be a little bit different today. So I'm so thrilled to bring on Bill Smith. Go try to find my cursor. Here it is. So we're going to be doing a phone interview. So hopefully everyone hears it clearly and it's pretty good. So.
Yeah, we're fine.
Good. So how you doing, Bill?
Good, Jeric. Good.
Yeah, thank you for accepting this interview. Thank you for accepting this interview.
Yes, you're welcome. You're welcome, I'm sure.
Yeah, so I'm so excited to have this opportunity to interview you. I mean, you're my mom's first cousin, and my mom didn't keep in too much contact with her family. So when I found out about me being a sports guy, I was so thrilled. I'm like, he's kind of like me, but much older, you know.
Yeah, lots older.
Yeah, I could learn a thing or two from this guy. So yeah, thank you. Huh?
I've been around a long time.
Yeah, definitely. And that's you're blessed,
Yes.
So yeah, let's get started here. So what's a favorite food? What's a favorite food of yours?
Pizza. Everybody loves pizza.
I love pizza too, so good answer. Do you have a favorite movie?
Movies, not one of my favorites. I don't attend movies. I don't know. I see these on these Golden Globes and stuff. I never heard of them.
That's okay. Now you probably have what's a favorite restaurant? It could be a former restaurant. It could be a
Montel Country Club. Me and my wife was going to Montel for 50 years. We loved it up there.
Oh wow, nice. I didn't even know is actually that's a restaurant. I know they have the catering, but I never went there as a restaurant.
Yes, it's a restaurant. Mm-hmm.
Oh crap! I never knew that.
Yeah, we were there every Saturday and Sunday.
Oh wow, nice. Yeah, I'm gonna have to check it out. Do you have like a favorite all-time musician or band?
Elvis. I love Elvis.
Yeah, Elvis is pretty good and pretty popular. A lot of people love Elvis. Cool.
I love this show. Mm-hmm. These new ones, I don't understand them.
That's okay. Mm-hmm. Some of the new ones, I really, music changes. Like I stopped listening to music, like more like I got caught up listening to Christian music for 15 years, and then now I'm finally back, not listening to Christian music. And yeah, it's like music changes, the style and different things.
Yeah, my kids laugh at me when I talk about music.
Yeah, they say. I mean, I've heard before. I have a couple of friends that's been local musicians for like 20 years, traveling up and down the East Coast at times. And um, one of my friends said that I think some of the best music was back in probably your time.
Yeah, uh, we never went to that. I was married when I was 20 years old, so uh, we got 3 kids when I was 24, so we were pretty busy.
Now, this question you might like. What's your favorite all-time who's your favorite all-time basketball player?
Larry Bird, loved him. Loved to watch him play.
Wow, pretty cool. Yeah, I know that name. I think a lot of people knows that name.
Yeah.
Did you see him play in person?
Yes, I did. And a long time ago, there was Pistol Pete Maravich. Most people don't remember him, but he was something else.
Wow.
I saw him play too.
Oh, that's pretty cool.
Yeah.
Now, this wasn't on the list of questions, but I'm sure you're comfortable answering. Did you ever like meet any of these guys or any famous basketball players? You ever meet them in person?
Never got that close.
Oh, that sucks. That sucks. Yeah, I was fortunate to meet a lot of professional athletes lately. It's pretty cool.
Yeah.
Humbling because they're like, they're just like me or you, except never more money making.
A little bit of difference.
Yeah. Yeah, like I had an opportunity to interview Ryan Lamar last month. He was up and down minor leagues, major leagues, like maybe 8 years, maybe 7-8 years during his career. He was up at Boston Red Sox. He was with Yankees. He had a walk off with the Yankees in 2021 in July. It was pretty cool, and then he was at White Sox. I think Cincinnati. Up and down, traded, thrown around. But he was always a very humble dude. And a nice guy. And stuff like that.
Yeah.
A lot of them were when I worked at the Ray Riders. Great people, even though it's a business and the job's on the line, every year.
Yeah, it's fine if you make it, but when you're struggling like that, it's hard. I feel sorry for those guys, but they're dedicated people.
Yeah, they are. And I know I'm there off topic. That's fine, but yeah, one guy said he's like we're like meat. We're here at this team one day, then a couple months, weeks later, you're traveling across the country, and you have 3 days to get there and with your family.
Yeah, that's right.
But yeah, he was fortunate to make it up, Ryan Lamar. It made maybe $5-6 million, so it's kind of worth it when you make it up to the show, even if you make it up for one day in contract.
You're good when you make it. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, money, helps, but when you're stuck in minor leagues, it's not very fun at all. So yeah, cool. I'll go to the next question. If you could have coffee with someone from the past or present, who would it be, and what question would you ask them?
That's an easy one. That'd be my beautiful wife. And the question I would ask her: when can I give you a hug? That's an easy.
Oh, that's a good answer. That's sweet. Oh. One fear you would love to conquer.
Again, Jeric?
One fear you would love to conquer. That's my phone, sorry. One fear you would love to conquer.
I don't have any fears I don't want to conquer. I would. I'm 92, so I would shoot them all.
Good answer. Yeah, you're not young. You've been around, right?
Yep.
It's funny. Yeah, I asked that question to, again, Ryan Lamar last month, and he answered it, and I guess I caught him off guard, or he was more like opening up his vulnerability, and he threw the question back at me when he was done. He's like, "What's your fear?" I'm like, "Oh, geez." My fear was actually always like talking, like speaking in public. One of them was, and actually doing something like this was never, I wasn't very comfortable. Even now, like, took a couple of months where I'm like, I gotta work hard. I gotta work hard. Work hard at speaking. Work hard at this and that. So this is, I'm getting there.
Yes, in public is very hard.
Yeah, it is. Even these podcasts, like I said, is hard.
Yeah.
Next question. This might be something you enjoy answering. What was one of your most memorable basketball games as a player? What was one of your most memorable basketball games as a player?
The player?
Yeah.
That's a time ago, Jeric. I remember when I was in high school, we were playing Scranton Prep, and at the time, Scranton Prep was in our league.
Mm-hmm.
And the Northern, that was 1948 or 49, mm-hmm. somewhere around there. And Scranton Prep was a perennial power.
Mm-hmm.
We were playing Parish Hall and Archbald, and the score was tied with about 4 seconds to go. The coach says, Bill, she said, go on the corner, come up and get the ball and shoot it. I said, okay. So I ran up, and the guy was pushing me so far. He pushed me all the way up to the score table, half court. I got it and threw a hook shot and went in.
You got it and you shot it and won?
Yeah, we went in the game. Went in hook shot from midcourt.
Wow. Oh my gosh. That's exciting.
Yeah, that was. Wow. I figured I'd get an easy shot, but he kept pushing me. I couldn't get the ball until I got up to the midcourt.
That's like a movie. Like a movie.
That was a thing.
Mm-hmm. Wow. I wish they had a camera back then. Video camera. That's awesome.
There was no cameras then.
No. Wow. What was one of your most memorable basketball games as a coach?
Oh, that's an easy one. My buddy Joe Glenn. I don't know if you know Joe. You know Joe? Smokey?
No, I don't think so.
He was a good friend of mine. Nice fella. He was coach at Mid Valley. The first year of our jointure, we played at the Korean Armory for the first 5 years. We didn't have a court. We had to practice up there. We had to play up there. So the first year of our new school, we had one of our better teams. In the last game of the year, Mid Valley was undefeated. We had 2 defeats, and the place was jammed. They locked the doors. You couldn't get nobody in. We had to call the cops to close the doors.
Oh, wow.
And we're losing by 21 points at the half. What do we do now? So the problem was that we weren't getting the ball inside, so I took my son Bill and put him outside. But anyway, we whittled it down to the end, and we finally won the game by 11. That was one of our most memorable points. All the people went home pretty sad from Mid Valley. They were there to see us beat Valley View and win the championship, and we turned the table. So it was a great win, and it was a great loss for my buddy Joe.
Wow. So that was all in the second half. So you guys scored, what, 32 points difference?
Oh, we were unreal. We played excellent after we made that switch at the half. Yeah, we played pretty good.
Yeah, that's what makes a good coach. I like to say, like
it was the first year of the new school too. It's the first time that we ever played in our new school. And
yeah, I'm gonna bring this up for a minute.
Sure.
Yeah, I went to Wegmans today, 10:30. Picked up myself a hoagie, big hoagie. Starting to like their hoagies. Started getting them like 2 months ago. So I'm there ordering it, and I was thinking, but good coaches, right? This is after not a question, but sharing my opinion of what makes good coaches. And your buddy Vince Beccarelli, is that how I say his name?
Who?
Vince Beccarelli. Your buddy Vince?
Beccarelli from Abington.
Yeah. Is that how you say
Yeah,
Beccarelli? Yeah,
yeah,
I was thinking about it. Yeah, I see him. I don't work at Rail Riders anymore, but I go there as a fan, like last year, and I'll talk to him. At the bar. He works at the bar there, and
yeah.
yeah, I just saw it this week. I wasn't even paying attention. He's at Dallas now. He coaches Dallas Mountaineers girls
Oh, is
team.
that where he? Yeah.
Yeah, he's in states. I think he's in second round of state playoffs
Oh,
tonight.
yeah, yeah. Vince and I got along real well. He's a good coach.
Yeah, and I was thinking about that. Like, he's a guy second round of state playoffs, probably only there. I think it was 3-4 years. And Lakeland, he was telling me a story how Lakeland, and hopefully no one from Lakeland is listening, hangs me. But it's the truth. Lakeland had an opportunity to coach Lakeland girls. He told me he went up there like it was year 2000. He put his application in, and they denied it, and they hired Kyle Keyhart, who he was probably early 20s, and he actually was one of my first recruits when I played slow pitch when I was when I first started the slow pitch softball team or whatever. In
Yeah,
2016, Kyle Keyhart was on my team. Very good athlete, good backstop player for Lakeland. He graduated 2013, but they hired him. And it was basically um, favoritism, probably, and you know whatever you want to call
oh
it.
yeah, yeah, definitely.
And basically was the star athlete at Lakeland. And guess what? He's not even there anymore. He quit like 3 years later, and the girls wasn't even that good. They didn't do very well, and now he's at Elk Lake. So I was thinking about that. I'm like, so here's a guy who's in the Pennsylvania High School Hall of Fame, Vince Beccarelli, and he puts an application in your school, and you deny it and don't hire him over somebody who never coached before, besides like maybe freshman or something.
That's the way it goes in the Mid Valley.
Yeah, yeah, this is Lakeland. But so
Yeah,
yeah, I was really thinking about that and today, and I think end of the day, that's what makes a team or school that actually wants a successful program and wants a better chance at their team being successful and stuff like that, because it just makes no sense. With a resume like Vince Beccarelli, anybody should be happy to have him. And sometimes good coaches is a good way to get good teams because they know how
yeah,
to
they can turn around. Yes, they can.
they know how to produce players. They know how to find the right environment, the right culture, the right adjustments. And I always believe that myself when I run a slow pitch softball team. So yeah, that's kind of just made me think. It really did. It just.
That's. Hmm.
But good for Vince. I hope he went. I hope they win tonight.
I hope so. I hope our local guys do well.
Hmm. So yeah, get back on topic. Going to ask the next question. This kind of goes with maybe what I just mentioned. Maybe, in your own words, what makes a good sports athlete?
An athlete
Yes.
has to be dedicated. He got to be dedicated and have a lot of desire and take the good with the bad. That makes a good athlete. You know you're getting 100% on that person, and if the game's over, he's going to try again, and he's going to he'll take whatever he gets. If we win, we win. If we lose, we lose. But a dedicated athlete is what makes a good athlete. He's got to be dedicated.
Good answer. Back in your day, if somebody like an example was I don't know if you watched the Super Bowl or not, like Travis Kelce this
Yes.
past year, how he was angry, he was like yelling at his coach or something.
Yeah.
He got criticized a lot, and then I thought about it the next day. Actually, if I'm coaching a team, like I'm going on my 9th year coaching men's slow pitch softball team in a church league, and made 3 league championships, and had 3 semifinal appearances too. And I was thinking about that. I'm like, actually, I think I would want an athlete kind of fired up like that, because you got an athlete fired up that cares and has their emotion on their shoulder, a chip on their shoulder, whatever, a shoulder emotions. That affects the whole team in a positive manner. I think it just rubs off on the team in a good manner, especially if he's a leader. You know, what's your opinion on that?
I don't approve of any player hollering at any coach.
Yeah,
You know,
I agree. Not in an aggressive manner.
You know, if he wants to question a decision, then that's fine. But to voice vehemently, I'd agree with that.
Yeah, you're right. I don't really agree with it either. I kind of thought about the emotion part that he cared, at least, I guess. You know, so
I would appreciate anybody has anybody on the team. I would appreciate any question they have on why I did something. That goes with the job. That goes with the job.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, good answer. This is a little bit different, but someone your age is next question. I figure, why not ask? Can you name 3 of the best basketball players? Well, not someone your age. My bad. I misread it. Can you name 3 of the best basketball players you have ever coached, according to your opinion? Your opinion now.
I'll tell you, when I first went to St. Michael's, that was 1962. I had 2 players there. And one went on to St. Bonaventure, played with Bob Lanier in the NCAA finals. His name was Paul Hoffman. The other one was Frank Mitchell, who was the leading scorer, and he broke George Ravlin's record. And they were 2 of the best players that I ever had. And the other 2, of course, was my 2 sons. They both were the only 1,000 point scorers in Archbald, Jessup, Blakely, Valley View history. They were the first ones that ever scored 1,000 points, and they did it in 63 games. The man who, my oldest son Larry, was the leading scorer in Valley View until 1970, and the man who, the boy who broke his record, played 90 games. So both of them, Bill and Larry, they averaged over 18 points a game for 3 years. Nobody in Valley View or any other local team in Archbald, Jessup, or Blakely ever averaged over 18 points for three years. They still are the most prolific scorers in Valley View history.
Oh, they really? Wow, that's pretty cool. I didn't know that. Wow.
Yes, nobody knows that.
Yeah, I kind of knew you were going to lean that way, so that's why I made sure I said 3. But yeah, that's pretty cool. That's pretty cool. I'm going to have to. Yeah, that's awesome. Yeah, that is.
I had some great kids.
Yeah, that's a big difference. 63, and they said they play how many games now? Is it 9?
No, they play 30 games a year. We only were allowed to play. We could only play 22 games, and there was no 3-point shot either.
Well, yeah, that's a big difference. Then you have 63, then 90, so that's like 27 more games. Wow, yeah, that's a big difference.
Yeah. So they were, as far as points per game, they were the best.
Yeah, hopefully they acknowledge that the game difference. So yeah.
You want to break a record like this girl from Iowa that broke Pete Maravich's record? That's a joke.
Yeah.
I mean, Maravich averaged 44 points a game. She averaged 28. She's not even close to be one of to beat Pete Maravich.
And now they I don't know every detail when it comes to basketball. Do they play more games now?
Oh yeah. They play. Everybody gets in the playoffs. When my kids played, only the champions would no other. Only one team went.
Yeah.
Now everybody goes, so they play an extra whatever they're able to win after, and you play three extra games every year. That's 9 games. 10 games you have over the 60.
Yeah. The next question, I think you kind of answered in a way, I think now, but I'll ask. You had an incredible opportunity to coach your 2 sons' basketball team in the 1970s, and I don't know if it's 60s they played, but leading up to their numerous achievements, what memories stand out to you about their journey and successes in high school? And how has the game of basketball changed in high school up to now, from 1960s and 70s up to now?
Oh, a big change. I've noticed in that the last couple of years, the way they play anymore. When we played, and when Bill and when I was coaching in the 60s and 70s, it was more of a patterned offense. Everybody had a job to do. We ran a pattern, and all the 5 players were involved. Now you see that they run a weave, or they run a 1-4, which was instituted by Dean Smith in the 1960s, and then they go from there. But it's give and go. It's pick and roll, or it's one-on-one. That's how they play now, and I like that. I like the way they play now. But when I played, it was a pattern, and everybody had a job to do. It was a lot different. A lot different.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, that's a wisdom you have. It's pretty exciting.
When I played, and I'd go back further. When I played in the 40s and 50s, in the 40s, there was 2 guards, center, and 2 forwards, and that was it. That's how you played. The center never left the middle of the floor. Oh, wow. He never left the point, and it was only a 6-foot lane at the time. So the center was very important at that time. But it was 2 guards, 2 forwards, and a center, and that's how you played.
Well, interesting.
Yeah.
You're teaching me things, you know. So this next question, I came up with this in February, just to keep this interesting and to give the audience a chance to ask our guest a question. So,
yes, sir.
Ever so happened, Al Clays Jr., who's the head coach right now for the Holy Cross boys basketball team, and he has a second round state playoff game tonight. And I went to the game on Saturday. Man, you like basketball? I know, of course you do. They blew out that team. It was a Schuylkill Haven. Like, they won by, I think it was score. I think it was like by 40. And that team they were playing, like, it looked like they forgot how to play basketball. And Holy Cross has like 2 starting freshmen. They have a junior, it's like 6'6". They have, I think they might only start 1 senior, but they were so quick on defense, Holy Cross, shooting wise, everything. Ball was just going in, and they just took that team off the floor almost. And one of the moms there looked at me, my buddy or whatever, and goes, "We never experienced something like this before." You know, they were getting killed. Like, so it was fun, and hopefully Holy Cross wins tonight. And you know, the Clays is a great coaches. So yeah, I reached out to Al because, to be honest, you know, him and his dad's a legend too. You know, I figure you appreciate it. So I texted him yesterday morning. Unlike any other text messages from him, he got back to me in less than a minute. You know, usually it takes a couple hours or days. So I'm sure he was happy to have this question for you. True. So the question is, what makes a successful coach, according to your opinion?
Well, first let me tell you the comment about Al. Al had a good teacher. Al Senior was an excellent coach. He did a great job. He was our JV coach for a couple of years up here at Valley View, and before he went to Bishop O'Hara. But he was very dedicated and was in control. He had a good teacher in his father. And Al Jr. is doing a great job with the Holy Cross right now. But what makes a successful coach? First, you have to have their confidence, and you have to have their respect. That's first. If you don't have that, you're not going to be successful. And the way you get that is to make sure that you're fair. Make sure that you tell them what was going on. Make sure you tell them when you holler at them they made a mistake. Make sure you show them how to correct it, and then make sure that you explain to them every day what mistake they make and why they make this mistake. You have to explain it to them, because you just holler at them and you tell them they're doing something wrong, and you don't tell them what. They have no idea what's going on. But once they find out that you're sincere and you know what you're doing, they'll respect you. That's a successful coach. You'll find out all the coaches that in our area. And I can tell you right now that Al will tell them what to do and how to do it. But the successful coaches when I was there, it was Red Wallace and Cy Bernowski and Jack Farrell and Smokey Glenn and Pat Walsh. They were excellent coaches. And if you notice when they played, you'll notice your players pay direct attention. They don't hesitate to
Yep.
sit down and listen to what the coach says at timeouts and before the game. So when they listen, you know you have their respect, and treat them all fair. That's important.
Yeah, great answer. Like this is my experience. I remember when I was growing up. I think I was like in 7th grade, and I would pay attention to Lakeland sports and whatever sport it was, and I took notice of the Lakeland boys varsity track team was very successful. I think that was in like 1996, 1997. I started noticing that they were winning a lot, winning championships. So it was pretty cool. And then
Yeah.
as I, got older, I think I was in like, I think it was 10th grade, I started running on my own. And for the physical fitness we did every year in school, the 1 mile run. And that's the only physical fitness event I actually liked. So I started running on my own for 3 years and to get a good time. And so then it was my junior year, same thing. I trained for a couple of months at home, and I did the 1 mile run. And again, Lakeland's track was very successful then, and Phil Cicchelli at the time, he was coached from 1983 up to 2007, and I think his career record was like 220 and like 23 by the time he retired. So I ran a 6:13 1 mile for physical fitness my junior year, and then we had a substitute that day. So a couple of kids goes to me, "Oh, Jeric only ran around the track 3 times," when they did. I knew they did, and they were just lying. So I'm like, okay, I'll do it again. So I ran again for makeups, and I actually shaved close to 30 seconds off my time. I ran, I think it was 5:46 for the 1 mile, and then everything else was history. I guess the gym teacher told Phil Cicchelli, and a couple of weeks later, I went to a track event to see them, Lakeland run against, I don't know what team it was. And Phil Cicchelli came up to me, "Jeric, I heard you ran this time. Would you be interested in running cross country?" I said, "Sure." And this doesn't sound like much, but I was so excited to be able to run cross country and then later track with such a coach. And I remember a couple months before track season started in 2002, my senior year, I was out in the snow running, and I kept thinking about myself. I kept thinking, this is worth it. This is so worth it. We're one of the best teams in the area. We've been good. I'm like, if I could just work harder and run harder and train harder, and in the off season, I would be helping my team. And I'm like, I thought about a couple of guys that was in my grade who works their butt off, and two of them, I think, still holds the area record, one of the top 3 in the 100 and 200 meter dash. And I'm like, I know they're going to give it them all, and I knew I had a great coach. So yeah, that kind of motivated me and made me want to run, made me want to be part of this program because of a coach like Phil Cicchelli. Yeah, that influence.
He's one of the best, Phil Cicchelli. Nice kid.
Mm-hmm.
I remember him well. Mm.
Yeah, definitely. It was that's, I think I've learned some things because I interviewed him back in 2003 when I had my own personal sports page I did for fun as a volunteer for a couple of years, and I've learned something from him. And I was thinking about that a couple of weeks ago, that one of his answers was, "You need to be a salesman as a coach." He didn't say
Oh yeah.
he didn't say exactly probably in those words, but I took it and kind of that's what I took it as. And years later, I thought about that. Where you gotta almost have people believe in you. Your players, your athletes need to believe in you. I think, and you got to sell the program, and that's what I do every year in softball. No lie.
Yeah, they got to trust you. You have to. We're fortunate here at Valley View. We have an excellent coach. Mike Kerpus is our coach here at Valley. Mike played for me my last 3 years.
Oh wow!
My coach. Yeah, he was one of my players. He certain when you have an athlete that you don't have to teach things to. There's certain athletes that have a sixth sense. They have basketball sense. They have football sense. They have baseball sense. Whatever it is, they know more than you can teach. And Mike was one of them. He knew exactly where the ball was going, and so he was very active. And his team plays that way. He does an excellent job. Excellent job.
Yeah, they're in. I think they're playing tonight, boys.
Yes. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that's pretty cool. See, a lot of area teams are doing well. State playoffs. So yeah, that's definitely true. And I'm going to wrap up in a minute. But one thing I do every year, I have done, and maybe I'm too quick to do it. Maybe I'm too confident, but when I'm recruiting every year, even though it's only slow pitch softball, but I recruit online. I reach out to area athletes. I go on baseball rosters in the area from former players, and I'll reach out to them online to recruit. I've done that for 8 years when guys leave, and I tell people, every year I'm expecting to make this championship. Every year I'm promising this championship. I did it in 2016 with one guy, O'Keehart, who was eventually Lakeland's girls basketball coach. I told you about here on here, and we made it a second year of coaching, made the championship. Then when I built the new team in 2020, I said to one kid, I promise, to get to a championship. He was a good athlete, and by my second year with the new team, all different players, I got this championship again. Then finally in 2022, I won my first championship. And then last year, we should have won it all, but there's some things that didn't go right. We made it to semifinals. Now this year, maybe just confident, and I believe in myself and the system I have and the players I have and those that are returning. I think we're going to win it this year. We have a lot of guys coming back.
That's good. You have to have confidence too.
Yeah. So.
Very, very.
So yeah. Thank you for coming on here and accepting this interview, and lots of wisdom there. And I love doing interviews like this with guys like you. So yeah. And this is Bill Smith. So.
Hey, Jared. Thank you.
Yep.
I appreciate it.
Have a good night. Good day.
Good.
Bye. So that's Bill Smith, the legendary Valley View Cougars former basketball coach. So yeah, thank you for watching this, and I hope he brought some wisdom to you and some knowledge about basketball. This was awesome, and yeah. So again, if you like our content, you like our channel, you like what we post, and if you don't, but you just want to click subscribe on our YouTube channel, and may everybody have a good day. Give me 1 minute. I'm outside. It's a beautiful day.